Ladies and gentlemen, children of God, welcome back. This is part 2 of day 111. If you're watching from the TikTok platform, this is day 111 of the 365 days Bible reading challenge. It is a challenge, it is a consecration, it is a commitment to read through the Bible in 365 days cover to cover, and this is day 111. We break these episodes into small segments of 10 minutes each or thereabout. Like that first segment that we have just finished was about 12 or thereabout, 12 and a half minutes long, and I don't know how long this one will go, but we break it that so that we can capture everybody and so that the journey will be easy for everybody. So if you're watching on TikTok, this is part 2 of day 111 of the 365 days Bible reading challenge or Bible reading journey. If you're watching on YouTube, this should be episode 145 for you on our continuing journey of reading through the Bible. We call it on YouTube, we call it TTB with Pastor Nesh, or Through the Bible with Pastor Nesh. This is a journey we started in 2024. This is, in the kingdom, it is allowed to, to start again, refresh, rebrand, launch again and again. So we started in 2024 to read through the Bible. Then we reached somewhere, I think we reached Leviticus 22 or thereabout, or 21, and we stopped. We were not able to go on, the grace was not there to continue. But now this year, 2026, I restarted again on TikTok. My vision was just to do it on TikTok. I didn't want to get into YouTube and all that. YouTube has its own share of challenges. But when we reached where we had reached on YouTube, I thought, why not? Why not just continue from where? So, but now the episodes we have done on TikTok have an extra thing that we have done that is not on YouTube. On TikTok, by the time we were reaching Leviticus 21, we had already read Job, the book of Job, and so that is missing if you're following this journey via YouTube. So, but by the grace of God, if God gives me grace, when we finish this sometime early next year, I know when we finish, maybe I may come back on YouTube and do the book of Job, so that we will have a complete cycle on TikTok and on YouTube as well. But that said and done, this is part 2. We have read 1 Samuel. Today we started the book of 2 Samuel, So we have read 2 Samuel chapter number 1. We have finished. We flowed over to 2 Samuel chapter number 2, and we read up to verse 7, and now we will be continuing from verse 8. The Bible says, "But Abner, the son of Ner, captain of Saul's host, took Ishbosheth, the son of Saul, and brought him over to Mahanaim, and made him king over Gilead, and over the Ashurites, and over Jezreel, and over Ephraim, and over Benjamin, and over all Israel. Ishbosheth, Saul's son, was 40 years old when he began to reign over Israel, and reigned 2 years. But the house of Judah followed David, and the time that David was king in Hebron over the house of Judah was 7 years and 6 months." Now, we are told rising of David to kingship or to become king of Israel was not an easy, it was not a walkthrough, even if King Saul was dead, because we are told that Abner was the captain of Saul's army. So Abner took one of the sons of Saul, Ner, a son called Ner, and he made Abner, the son of Ner, took Ishbosheth, the son of Saul. So Saul had another son that remained called Ishbosheth, and so Abner decided to let him be king, and so he went and installed him as king over some tribes of Israel, and he ruled them for about 2 years. And David had to rule only one tribe of Israel, that is the tribe of Judah, for 7 years and 6 months. So it was not a walk. It was not like, now Saul is dead, let me just go and sit on the throne. No. So verse 12 says, and Abner the son of Ner, verse 15, we are in verse 15, Then there arose and went over by number 12 of Benjamin, which pertained to Ishbosheth, the son of Saul, and 12 of the servants of David. And they caught everyone his fellow by the head, and thrust his sword in his fellow's side. So they fell down together, wherefore the place was called Zurim, which is in Gibeon. I told you some of these Hebrew words, they can be something else when you want to read them. Verse 17, the Bible says, now that one is Zurim. They named it because of how people slaughtered each other there. Now, verse 17, the Bible says, and there was a very sore battle that day, and Abner was beaten, and the men of Israel, before the servants of David. And there were 3 sons of Zeruiah, they are Joab and Abishai and Asahel. And Asahel was light of foot as a wild roe. And Asahel pursued after Abner, and in going he turned not to the right hand or to the left from following Abner. Then Abner looked behind and said, art thou Asahel? And he answered, I am. And Abner said to him, turn thee aside to the right hand or to thy left, and lay thee hold on one of the young men, and take thee his armor. But Asahel would not turn aside from following him. And Abner said again to Asahel, turn thee aside from following me. Wherefore should I smite thee to the ground? How then should I hold up my face to Joab thy brother? Howbeit he refused to turn aside. Wherefore Abner with the hither head of the spear smote him under the 5th rib, and the spear came out behind him, and he fell down there and died in the same place. And it came to pass that as many as came to the place where Asahel fell down and died stood still. Joab also and Abishai pursued after Abner, and the sun went down when they were come to the hill of Ammah, and that lieth before Giah, by the way of the wilderness of Gibeon. And the children of Benjamin gathered themselves together after Abner, and became one troop, and stood on top of an hill. And then Abner said to Joab, and called to Joab and said, shall the wood devour forever? Knowest thou not that it will be bitterness in the latter end? How long shall it be then, ere thou bid the people return from following their brethren? And Joab said, as God liveth, unless thou hadst spoken, surely then in the morning the people had gone up, every one from following his brother. So Joab blew a trumpet, and all the people stood still and pursued after Israel no more, neither fought they any more. And Abner and his men walked all that night through the plain, and passed over Jordan, and went through all Bithron, and came to Mahanaim. Verse 30 says, and Joab returned from following Abner, and when he had gathered all the people together, there lacked of David's servants 19 men and Asahel. But the servants of David had smitten of Benjamin and of Abner's men, so that 360 men died. Verse 32, which is the last verse of 2 Samuel chapter number 2, says, and they took up Asahel and buried him in the sepulchre of his father, which was in Bethlehem. And Joab and his men went all night, and they came to Hebron at break of day. We go to 2 Samuel chapter number 3. The Bible says, now there was long war between the house of Saul and the house of David, but David waxed stronger and stronger, and the house of Saul waxed weaker and weaker. And unto David unto David were sons born in Hebron, and his firstborn was Ammon of Ahinoam the Jezreelites, and his second Chileab of Abigail, the wife of Nabal the Carmelite, and the third Absalom, the son of Maacah, the daughter of Talmai, king of Geshur, and the fourth Adonijah, the son of Haggith, and the fifth Shephatiah, the son of Abital, and the sixth Idrian, by Eglah, David's wife. These were born to David in Hebron. Verse number 6 says, And it came to pass, while there was war between the house of Saul and the house of David, that Abner made himself stronger for the house of Saul. And Saul had a concubine whose name was Rizpah, the daughter of Aiah. And Ishbosheth said to Abner, Wherefore hast thou gone in unto my father's concubine? Then was Abner very wroth for the words of Ishbosheth, and said, Am I a dog's head, which against Judah do shew kindness this day unto the house of Saul thy father, to his brethren and to his friends, and have not delivered thee into the hand of David, that thou chargest me today with a fault concerning this woman? So do God to Abner, and more also, except as the Lord hath sworn to David, even so I do to him, to translate the kingdom from the house of Saul, to set up the throne of David over Israel and over Judah, from Dan even to Beersheba. And he could not answer Abner a word again, because he feared him. And Abner sent messengers to David on his behalf, saying, Whose is the land? Saying also, Make thy league with me, and behold, my hand shall be with thee, to bring about all Israel unto thee. And he said, Well, I will make a league with thee, but one thing I require of thee, that is, thou shalt not see my face, except thou first bring Michal, Saul's daughter, when thou comest to see my face. And David sent messengers to Ishbosheth, Saul's son, saying, Deliver me my wife Michal, which I espoused to me for 100 foreskins of the Philistines. And Ishbosheth sent and took her from her husband, even from Phaltiel, the son of Laish, and her husband went with her along, weeping behind her, to Bahurim. Then said Abner unto him, Go, return. And he returned. Now, I don't want to explain, but we will put a pause at this point. When we come back for part 3, we'll continue reading this story from here, and maybe I may have a comment or two to say about what we have read. God bless you.